Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christie, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy. Oh, I am so excited about this episode. We have with us Sheryl Raphael Whitaker, who is my friend and somebody that I consider to be just an iconic, brilliant human, and she's lots of things. So she's an author, and her book is called It Starts with Joy. So she needed to be a guest on here. She is a TEDx organizer and happened to be the one that was in charge of me, which is a big, tall order, to be honest. She makes learning fun. Sound familiar? She's a joy creator. She's also an artist, specifically a painter. She prefers watercolors, and she sold her first piece of art in junior high school. She is a dog mom to Bella, and Bella is considered a pocket Newfoundland at just a mere 85 pounds. And today, she's our guest on Productive Joy. Welcome, Sheryl.
Hey, welcome. That was fun.
It is fun because
I'm smiling when I talk to you.
well, I think the same thing about you, and I think this is going to be just downright fun. I am so excited to introduce you to my listeners because you are just special. I got to spend some time with you in the South Lake area when TEDx, and you just have this magnetic way about you. And I'm just curious, what would you tell our audience to get them to understand that magnetic way just a little bit?
Oh, it's just so weird because this is one of those things I've heard this before, but I don't see it. But I'm in my skin, right? So I don't see you. It happens to everybody, right? You don't see yourself the way other people see you, because I just say the same exact thing about you.
You're very sweet.
You, that's like right now, I'm looking at you, and you might as well be right here with me in Plainfield, New Jersey. Like you are right here.
I wish I could hug you. I would like that very much.
Same. It was good seeing you in Texas, but your energy is the same. So I don't know what it is, but I've always been this way. Happy kid, joyful, a baby, so.
So here would be my guess, and this is just from an observer's space, is you are 100% yourself. You show up as who you are, period. Thank you very much.
That is true.
That is magnetic because when you're comfortable in your own skin, like you said, you're in your skin, then other people can be comfortable in theirs near you. And there are no pretenses. There's no airs that you're putting on to say, this is who I am today. No, this is who I am every day.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Because imagine how hard it is. And look, I come from, over 30 something years on the corporate side. And I used to say all the time when I was facilitating and whatever, that imagine having to just completely shed who you are for the majority of your day, every day, 5 days a week. That's just too hard. I'm way too lazy. It takes too much work to be anything but yourself.
It does. And it's exhausting not to be. So I'm glad that you have embraced who you are. I'm curious, did somebody teach you that early on, that it was okay to be who you are?
Oh, yeah. So definitely my parents. And so come from Caribbean roots. My parents are from Trinidad and Tobago. They came over here when my mom was pregnant with me, long time ago. And so they had to make their way, in a new space and time for them. And as I'm one of 3 girls, so I'm right set in the middle. And my parents, they always just instilled in us that you need to be your best, twice the best. But at the same time, be yourself and just love who you are, because that's who God made you to be.
Well, you do it well, and you allow others to be your name. And that is what drew me to you immediately. Like you just, even in email, you just have this way about you. And you then took all of that brilliance and that magneticness and you put it into a book. So why don't we start there? Tell us a little bit about It Starts with Joy.
Oh, so the funny thing is, Dr. Christie, I had absolutely no intentions in my life of writing a book, far more for a leadership book that is about joy. But life changed for me. I was a corporate executive, had every intention on retiring and, like doing the norm.
Yeah.
But then, the universe had other plans. I found myself making a decision as to whether or not I was going to stay in an organization and be small, right? Kind of like being asked to like shrink my voice, quiet my voice, or, you know, take a package and be out. And then for a good 6 months or so, I really had like identity crisis, so to speak. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. There was a part of me that wanted to stay in the world that I knew. And then there was another part that just wanted to get out. And I realized just sitting down, talking to my husband, Dwayne, and my mom, who's a retired HR executive for the United Nations. So she's like someone I talk to a lot about.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out like, what am I doing? And as I started to reflect on my whole entire, like my story, my career, I realized that at the end of the day, I was more than just a happy person. Like, what is it that made me tick? What is it that made me successful as a leader? And I realized that it was something deeper and more foundational, and that's joy.
Yeah.
And so then I started thinking like, well, how do I like get this message out? And, being in this new community of coaches, consultants, this whole entrepreneur journey that I'm on, someone mentioned one day, like, wow, we were talking, they're like, do you should bottle that up and put it in a book? And I'm like, oh, well, that's not on my list, but maybe I should add to my list.
So you did.
Yes, I did.
I am sure you learned a couple things along the way. So I think to you, every leader that's listening right now has sat where you are and wondered, am I in the right place? Am I doing the right thing? Am I using my talents? What's happening here? And you did figure out how to bottle it up into a book. I'm curious what you learned in that process, because that's like a child. Like it's a whole thing.
Oh, it is a whole thing. And thank goodness it is what my publisher calls a mighty tiny book. So because, writing a big book, but I love the fact that it's small, because a lot of times when I buy leadership books, there's a lot of like what I call yada, yada, yada. I was just watching Seinfeld the other day. So yada, yada. There's a lot of stuff in the beginning. There's a lot of stuff in the end. And then there's probably a good like 50 to 70 pages in the middle that's like, oh, this is why I got the book. And so with the process of like really, sometimes you don't really say less is more, but when you have to say things and be impactful in less words, or in the case of a book, like less page, that was a pretty exciting but also intense and a little challenging experience. But what I learned the most was, gosh, I had a lot of stuff that I packed away and like shoved in a drawer with a nice neat bow, from my past.
Yeah.
So I talk in the book about this leader that I had named Janet. Janet, she was downright abusive. I mean, like, really like the worst of the worst. And I packed Janet away a long time ago. And so what I learned was, wow, those stories and those experiences that I had, although I thought I packed them away, they still kind of shaped me as a person and as a leader as I continue to grow and elevate in my leadership practice.
Yeah.
Working on the corporate side. So
fun fact, friends, there is a mute button on the back of a microphone that if you hit it, your people that are listening to you can't hear you anymore. So we are back. We are talking about Janet. And what's exciting about Janet is we all have one or two or six that we have packaged and put over here. But I think about it this way. If I have that in my closet, it's taking up space, right?
Yeah.
It's mental equity that I don't have to give somewhere else because this thing is sitting there and it festers. So my husband and I are marriage mentors, and we work with young couples who want to get married in the chapel at our church. And if they choose to do that, they have to go through 4 mentoring sessions. And it's really just tools for your marriage. And one of the tools that we talk about is that when you enter a marriage, you come with some baggage, right? And the baggage that you come with, we equate to dirty gym clothes, like that really foul, like not okay. And you set it at the foot of your marital bed. And if you don't unpack it it festers and it gets worse, right? But you all have to talk about each garment and say, okay, this is what this did for me, and either decide I'm going to get rid of it or I'm going to wash it.
Right.
That's what happened with Janet for you, is that festering dirty gym clothes bag had been put away for a long time. And when you got it back out, it probably brought up some foulness.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say so. And it's funny because my publisher and editor, Lynn Ilioff, she's an amazing person. And she's intense and she'll push you, which is why I worked with her. I decided to work with her. And every time I felt like, all right, I told enough stories, she will come back and be like, we need another story. And I'm like, damn it. Like, I go back into that drawer again and like find that other pair of dirty socks. I'm like, oh God, this one's really stinky. You want to talk about it? But okay, into the book it goes. But one of the things that I realized though, Dr. Christie, is that in my last organization, or really quite frankly, other leaders that I came across since Janet, I recognize those signs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she almost had me.
Yeah.
Like my joy, right? Activated my MS and, and Sunday scaries and the most. And just like, when you're not feeling good all the way into your belly.
Yeah.
Dang. But when I recognize those familiar patterns in other leaders, either ones that I was reporting to or even ones that might be reporting to me.
Yeah.
Or that are my peers, I wasn't having that. I've been like through the fire. I'm not going to break into song, right? But when you've been through the fire, then you're just kind of like, oh, no. I know who you are. I recognize that. I've seen worse than you. I'm not putting up with your crap.
No. And you put on some armor, right? But the armor is to protect you and not to prevent you from being with those people. I think
absolutely
what I'm discovering in my age, as I age, I've learned that 99.98% of the time, Janet is hurting. Right?
Oh, 1,000%.
Hurt people. And so when you get to the bottom of that, just insecurity or whatever it is, then you can start to unpack it and again, protect yourself from it. I'm not saying be a doormat and just because they are hurting, you should have to hurt. No. Instead, it's that, okay, I at least understand why so that I can react appropriately instead of just being so angry yourself that it steals your joy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because you used the word anger. I was never really in that, I call it the dark season. I was never in that Janet time really angry. I was terrified. Terrified because my livelihood. I mean, this is someone who, threatened my bonus and my job on a regular. You know what I mean? And so trying to protect my team at the same time, trying to just be, I'm an overachiever, perfectionist, kind of one of those folks anyway. So just trying to do the most in order to not be seen, but for her to see me in a way that would stop. It's like, I remember one time having a conversation with her, she was yelling at me. And I just looked at her and said, can you just stop? Stop.
Yells at another human.
I'm an adult. Yeah, trust me. Anyway, there are a million stories, but yeah. So right. And she was hurting too. It doesn't give you.
No, that does not give you permission.
No permission.
No.
But I learned so much. And if I could go back and change anything, I honestly would not change a single thing. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't be, it's cliche, but I wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to you if I didn't have some. Yeah, absolutely.
Good for you for finding your joy again. Good for you for recognizing that no one else can take it from you. You can give it, but it can't be taken. You get to protect that. That's protectable. Really, and I want to ask you my favorite question because it's going to be a great answer. So you have defined joy as something that you choose, right? And that is yours, and someone can't take it if you don't let them.
Foundational.
Right. But if you had to describe productive joy, what comes to mind?
Oh, next slide. So if I had to describe productive joy, I would see that as being able to take that joy that's sitting right here in your heart and put it to good use.
Mm.
Put it to good use. And you see that with people who are, if some people are like completely lit up by helping others, they get a joy out of, we talk about like volunteering. And for a lot of people who volunteer, they're getting more
Yeah.
from most, getting something really out of that, as opposed to people who they are helping. Right. So to me, productive joy is being able to find ways to take that joy that's in your heart and in your belly and your head and put it to good use for yourself and for others.
I love everything about that definition because I can feel it, right? I interviewed somebody yesterday and they said that it's intrapersonal and interpersonal. And I
Mhm.
think that's very much what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So it's something that happens within me, but it's something that translates into others and is put to good use.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, now I'm thinking about it. That is the whole reason why I wrote my book,
Mhm.
because I wanted to help leaders, even if it's one leader at a time. If you found it and lost it, if you think it's BS, or if you're just like, you just want it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I want leaders to find that joy so that their joy can be productive in helping them and how they show up in the world, but then also how they show up for their people,
Yeah.
those who are in their care.
Well, that leads me to my next question. How great is that? So, what you defined it beautifully. How do you help people create it?
Oh, wow. You got to talk about it. That is the reason why I'm so happy that we connected, because I'm just looking forward. I'm calling it like Joy Squad, right? There are just those leaders and thought leaders out there who are getting folks to talk about it, and not in I know we're in the holiday season, so but not in the fa la 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 way, not in the, like, like I said before, not in an extreme happiness way, but to like, you have to be able to talk about it and peel it back and have people understand what it is when we use the J word, right? I think it starts there. It starts with a lot more conversation about it.
It does, because what I call joy might not be exactly the same as what you call joy. And
Yeah.
so it's that personal factor that, especially when you're leading a team, you have to lean into. You
Yes.
can't assume that everybody loves the same things and wants the same things. And, like that's not how this works. Instead, it's what brings you joy, and then how can we make more of that happen in your workday, in your, circumstances, in your fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Pretty beautiful. I love.
Yeah, absolutely. And it has such a deep and profound impact on how you show up.
Mm, yeah, yeah,
Right? It has, I
yeah.
mean, and when you are a leader, you are very responsible. Responsible for yourself, but you're responsible. There are souls, there are heartbeats that rely upon you every day to color their experience, their work experience, either like with rainbows, like snowy stickers, like the ones you have, right? Or with dark, gloomy clouds.
Yeah.
And that's why people quit companies. They quit managers, right? They quit the leaders more so than they quit companies. So it's an important responsibility. So you got to check yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Cheryl, how would people find you if they're finding you as magnetic as I know you are, and they're thinking, okay, I want to talk to her, or I want to get her book, or I want more Cheryl in my life?
Oh, sure. You want more Cheryl in your life? That sounds lovely. You can always find me on LinkedIn, Sheryl Raphael Whitaker. My company is Ian Anthony Elite Talent Solutions. So IanAnthonyEliteTalent.com. And my book is on Amazon or at itstartswithjoy.com.
So if I were to call Elite Talent Solutions, what sorts of things would you help me do?
Oh, a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of things. So I do consider myself a leadership transformation expert. And so I work with leaders at all levels, focus mostly the ones that come to me are more at the senior level. So working with leaders and helping them find their joy or just work out whatever it is that they need work on from a coaching perspective. I work with teams, working with executive teams on how they work with each other.
That part.
And yeah, that that part. And I'm now getting into doing more. I've been asked to do a whole lot more speaking, right? So
Good.
keynote panels, fireside chats, all that kind of stuff is really heating up. As a matter of fact, I've challenged myself to do 100 talks in 2026. Yeah,
That's
girl. I know.
exciting.
Yes, yes, yeah. This is really, it's super exciting. So
A favorite audience? Like if you, I mean, I know your message goes all audiences, but do you have a favorite?
I actually really don't. I get that question all the time. And the reason why I don't have a favorite audience is because I do feel like it really isn't about me. It really is about whomever that message is for. Because this joy stuff, productive joy, intentional joy, joy in leadership, joy to chief operating officers, what I say, not for everybody.
Well, actually, it is for everybody, but
Should
not
be for
everybody's
everybody.
ready to receive it.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I love it.
We all need it, but some people
Yeah.
think, oh, well, that's not going to affect my bottom line, or it's too
Oh, no, no, no. It is.
loopy. Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, it is. People might think it's a little bit too woo-woo, but we are here on this planet to love. I really believe that fundamentally at the end of the day. And so, the heartbeat of every organization starts with the human being.
Yeah. Well, I call it human-centered leadership, right? Like when we
Yes.
are focused on the humans, the work happens, right? It's not about the widget. It's about the humans that are contributing to the widget, and the widgets will be better when the humans are taken care of, period.
Of course, of
Wow.
course. And then with all the conversation about AI, I'm super excited about it personally because I find that with AI, it gives us an opportunity. Like I think I have an opportunity to think more
Yeah.
when simpler tasks are put to the side for Maya, is what I call
Yeah.
her, my AI agent to work on. Yeah, Maya, which stands for Maya.
That's
Yeah, it's just, we have an opportunity to get back to really get back to the center, get back to, that human aspect. Yeah.
I really like Maya. That's cute. I've heard Chatty. I have a friend who calls her Chatty, and I was like,
Yes.
yeah, that's you. They haven't named mine yet. I guess.
Oh, well, you name it. When you're AI, you actually, I'm not gonna, well, I'll say you humanize,
Yeah.
but in the way that you interact with it.
Right. Well,
Right.
true, because
Yes.
it's like calling a friend. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
have a
Yes.
question.
Better
I love
output.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is officially 2026, and here we are. Do you have any advice or encouragement for people as they go into Q1 of a brand new year?
Yes, I do. Well, I'm not a resolution. And
Resolutions can happen anytime, period. Right?
resolutions
Yeah.
can happen absolutely at any time. That's for sure. So my advice would be do the best you can every day to show up as who you really are.
Hmm.
If you don't like who you are, have some honest conversations with yourself about why that is.
Yeah.
Right? Because there are a lot of folks out there who are not loving themselves, and that's where it starts. That's really where it starts.
Yeah, well said. I think I've run into a lot of people recently that are not taking care of themselves. And I don't just mean physically. I mean, the things that they are saying in their heads are toxic. And
No.
that's where it starts, right? So I'm a big fan of the
Materials.
Enneagram. Have you ever done the Enneagram?
No.
It's a personality test. I mean, you know that I'm all about paperclip magnifying glass.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, of course. I know that. Yeah.
That part, but the Enneagram has 9 different personalities, and it actually digs into what has happened in your life to cause you to be in that space. But my daughter is a 1, and 1s are perfectionists. And perfectionists tend to have 2 voices going on in their heads all the time, right? They have the voice that says, hey, good job, you did a good job, well done. But the voice that's really loud is the one that says, almost, not enough, you should have, and why didn't you?
Oh, that
And
person.
that voice is the one that I think you're saying don't listen to, right? Like you're saying, this isn't about the negative self-talk. It's about the first voice that tells you you are incredible and you could do anything.
That's the one we have to listen to. So I actually just put out a Substack article about it. I named my inner critic, that voice. Her name is Beatrice.
Oh, okay.
right? And Beatrice she's an elephant. She's an elephant in the room, right? And then that, it comes from the fact you can't ignore the elephant in the room. But the room is in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And Beatrice, whenever I'm doing something bold, exciting, interesting, different, or those times when it's just kind of like you should have, could have, would have, you didn't, why didn't you? It's love and protection. Why that inner critic is there, in my personal opinion. But at the same time, it's like the good indication that perhaps I am onto something here. I'm going in the right direction. So yeah, she's an elephant. She's got a pink tutu. She wears pink high tops.
Yes, she does.
And she loves dirty martinis. And I just have her now, like really, because all these different things I'm doing. I have a morning show that's coming out. You know what I mean? Yes, a live morning show, a weekly morning show coming out.
Oh my gosh, so exciting.
She's like, wait. I didn't sign up for any of this. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? This is out of control. But when you name it, you get some power over it.
Okay, I think you need to have a conversation with Maya about your image that you have in your head, and you need a picture, because I'm picturing the elephant holding the dirty martini in her trunk with her high tops and her tutu, and giving it that picture allows you to say, hey, no, shush, not today.
Oh yeah, trust me, I have Beatrice in all different types of situations. Yep. So yeah, and then she's her boyfriend Eugene, which is my husband's. Yeah,
that's his inner critic. Oh my gosh, I love it. Sheryl, I could legitimately spend days with you and all of it. And so I want my listeners to find you, to search you out, go find you on LinkedIn and become your friend.
Thank you.
I also know that eventually they're going to stop listening to us, talk to each other, and so we can continue this conversation offline. But I do have some rapid fire questions before.
Oh, sure. I love rapid fire. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Ready, set?
Ready, set.
What is your definition of fun?
Oh, anything that gives me the giggles in my belly makes me.
Oh, I do love a good giggle. Okay. How do you know that you're showing up as your authentic self?
Oh, okay. How do I know? I do it all the time. So it's like, I know when I'm not showing up as my authentic self.
That's when it's clear.
Yeah.
When Beatrice is taking over.
Like creep up my neck when I know that I'm like, come on, Sheryl.
Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah. Do better. And tell Beatrice to hush.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you channel your best self on your worst days?
I remember that joy is always sitting there as my foundation. And I know that, again, I'm not going to break into song, but the sun will come out tomorrow.
What's a good song to break into, though? Love it. Okay. My friend, this has been genuinely delightful, and I have written down all kinds of things. I think my favorite thing that you said, though, was really your definition of productive joy, because you said it's taking the joy that's already in your heart and putting it to good use. And I feel like you did that today for our
thank
listeners,
you.
and I'm so grateful that you chose to share your brilliance here.
Oh, I'm grateful you asked me.
But I do have a final question. And my final question will not be an easy question, because you have said lots of really great things. But by nature, our brains can only hold on to one at a time. So what's the one thing you really want to leave people with today?
The one thing I really want to leave people with is dig deeper into joy, right? Like really, really work at finding out what that joy definition means for you. I loved your question about productive joy, but it can mean different things to different people. Figure out what it means for you and then lean into it in this new year. It can make a real big difference in how you feel by the time you get to December 31st of 2026.
Oh my gosh, December to this. My head kind of hurts that it's already January 15th. It's 2020.
I know. It's great.
I don't know how these things happen, but they do. So listeners, I need you to grab quite a few nuggets of wisdom, because Sheryl dropped them. And if you felt that magnetism that she has, look her up. Find her, because she is like this by nature, and she's the kind of person that you need in your world. Go get her book. And I need you to figure out something that's going to look different because you chose to listen today. Because if you don't do anything with it, it was a waste of time. And I don't believe in wasting your time.
Me neither.
Right. So do me a favor and grab that one or two things, and then figure out a way to turn fun into action.